Hello friends, welcome back to Huawei AS. Welcome to the discussion on daily MCQ. Today is 12th of August 2021 and now we are going to discuss 5 current affair based MCQs. तो चलिए शुरू करते हैं. But first let us discuss the question that was asked yesterday, and yesterday's question was, who was the founder of All India Muslim League? And some of you have given the correct answer as well. So yesterday it was Abzur Qureshi, Pankaj Verma and Subham Basak who gave the correct answer. So if you see this All India Muslim League, it was founded by Nawab Salimullah Khan. Yeah, just a minute. Nawab Salimullah Khan. Okay, so he was the Nawab of Dhaka and it was founded in 1906. Right? So this All India Muslim League, basically if you see, it is a league which is formed basically with the objective to create Muslims the feeling of loyalty towards the British government and also to safeguard the political rights of Muslims, to convey the same to the government. And the Muhammad Ali Jinnah joined this Muslim League in 1913. And if you see other options, Muhammad Iqbal is the author of Sare Jahan Se Acha, and Syed Ahmad Khan, you can say he is one of the prominent figure. Okay, he was the founder of the Aligarh Muslim University, AMU. Okay, so this is all the information that we need to know from the examination point of view. Now let's move on. And guys, as you know, daily we upload 5 current affair based MCQs and their solutions in a PDF format in our Telegram channel. The Telegram channel details are there in the description. So I would request all of you to make the best use of this initiative so that you can clear the prelims with flying colors. Now let's move on. The first question. Consider the following statements with respect to Marburg virus. First one, it is a highly virulent disease that causes hemorrhagic fever with a high fatality rate. Second one, it is in the same family as the virus that causes Ebola virus disease. Which of the following are correct statements? A 1 only, B 2 only, C both 1 and 2, and D neither 1 nor 2. The correct answer is C both 1 and 2. So why this was in news is because recently the World Health Organization has said that in the country of Guinea, the first confirmed case of this Marburg disease is recorded, and this is in Western Africa. So it is severe, often fatal illness in humans, formerly known as Marburg hemorrhagic fever. And this Marburg virus is a disease which is highly virulent that causes fever, and the fatality rate is very high, and the fatality rate is up to 88%, and it is in the same family as the virus that causes Ebola. Okay, so that is the important thing. And the two large outbreaks that occurred simultaneously in Marburg and Frankfurt in Germany and in Belgrade in Serbia in 1967 led to the initial recognition of this disease. Excuse me. So these are the important information that we need to know. Okay, so remember, the Marburg disease is a viral disease, and the human infections with this Marburg viral disease initially results from a prolonged exposure to mines or caves which are inhabited by Rousseau's bat colonies. So you can see this also is transmitted through bats. Now let's move on to the next question. The second question, which of the following statements are correct with respect to National Edible Oil Mission, oil palm? First one, under it, the oil palm farmers will be provided financial assistance and will get remuneration under a price and variability formula. Second one, the special emphasis of the scheme will be in the India's southern states due to conducive weather conditions in the region. So we have to choose the correct statements, A 1 only, B 2 only, C both 1 and 2, and D neither 1 nor 2. So this is with regarding to the National Edible Oil Mission, oil palm, right? So here if you see under this mission, the first statement says under it the oil palm farmers will be provided financial assistance and they will get remuneration under a price and variability formula. So this is the right statement. And second statement, if you see, there is a special emphasis in the southern Indian states. This is wrong because the southern Indian states is not conducive for the farming of this oil palm. Because the oil palm generally it is grown generally in the regions of basically in the tropical regions which have high rainfall and high temperature. So that is the reason the second statement is wrong and the first statement is right. So A 1 only is the correct answer. So recently Prime Minister has announced this new scheme, the National Edible Oil Mission and oil palm. And under this scheme, the government will ensure that the farmer get all the facilities from good quality seeds, the technology, and also the market as well, and set up plans to raise the domestic production of oil palm by 3 times to up to 11 lakh metric tons by 25-26. Because normally if you see, we are importing a lot of this oil palm from neighboring countries, you can say from Southeast Asian countries and all. So this is wasting a lot of resources. This is resulting in lot of foreign exchange reserves for India. So that's why the government is planning this, and this will involve raising the area under oil palm cultivation to 10 lakh hectares by 2025-26 and 16.7 lakh hectares by 2029-30. And under this scheme, oil palm farmers will be provided financial assistance and will get remuneration under a price and variability formula. The special emphasis of the scheme will be in India's northeastern states and Andaman and Nicobar Islands due to the conducive weather conditions of the region. So the special emphasis will be on northeast states and also in the Andaman and Nicobar Islands, okay, and not in the southern Indian states. Because normally if you see the northeast states, it's a tropical region, and also the biodiversity is very rich, and also the rainfall is very high, which is very important, and the same conditions exist even in Andaman and Nicobar Islands, which is close to equator. Okay. Excuse me. Now let's move on to the next question, the third question. Consider the following statements. First one, minority institutions have been established under the fundamental right under Article 30 of the Constitution to establish and administer their educational institutions according to their choice. Okay. The second statement, the minority schools are outside the purview of Right to Education Act. We have to choose the correct answer. A 1 only, B 2 only, C both 1 and 2, and D neither 1 nor 2. The correct answer is C both 1 and 2. Because the minority educational institutions, if you see, they are established under Article 30. We have two articles related to the right to you can say cultural and educational rights. Article 29 and Article 30. Under Article 29, anyone who want to preserve their culture, be it majority or minority, can do that. But Article 30 specifically talk about the minority educational institutions, the minority institutions. But what does minority constitute is not defined in this Article 30. This is defined by the Government of India. Okay, so remember these things from the examination point of view. And the second statement says that the minority schools are outside the purview of Right to Education Act. This is also right. So C both 1 and 2 is the correct answer. So recently, the National Commission for the Protection of Rights of the Children conducted the nationwide assessment of the minority schools, and the report was titled Impact of Exemption under Article 15(5) with regards to Article 21A of the Constitution of India on education of minority institutions, minority communities. So it states that the minority schools caters to the non-minority, constitute overall 62.5% of the students in these schools. Sorry. So in these minority institutions, 62.5% of the students belong to non-minority communities. So this was observed, and only 8.76% of the students in these minority schools belong to socially and educationally backward classes. And the minority institutions have the fundamental right under Article 30 of the Constitution to establish and administer their educational institutions according to their choice, as I told already. And also, as I told, the minority schools are outside the purview of RTE, the Right to Educational Act, because as you know, the right to education is a fundamental right under Article 21A of the Constitution. Now let's move on to the next question. The next question is the Masjid Zair. The Masjid Zair was in news. So sorry, it was not in news. The Zair generally it was in news. So that's why we have asked this question. So this Masjid Zair basically, it is in which of the following oceans? It is in which of the following oceans? A. Pacific Ocean, B. Indian Ocean, C. Atlantic Ocean, and D. Arctic Ocean. You have to choose the correct answer, and the correct answer is B. Indian Ocean. The Masjid Zair is in the Indian Ocean. Okay. So recently the IPCC report was in news, so you might have read this IPCC report. This report is basically given by various scientists, and they said that the Atlantic meridional overturning circulation is losing its stability and is very likely to decline over the 21st century. So yesterday in detail we have discussed what is this Atlantic meridional overturning circulation. You can just go and watch it. Okay, so that's why we have asked this question. So Zair, if you see, Zair is basically a circular or a spiral motion or form, especially a giant circular oceanic surface current, you can say. It's a giant surface current in the ocean. Okay, this is called as Zair. And there are various Zairs that are there. That means the surface water will be circulating in this direction in the oceans. So there are various Zairs like the Columbus Zair in North Atlantic, the Navigator Zair in the South Atlantic, the Turtle Zair in North Pacific, the Hadriel Zair in South Pacific, and Masjid Zair in Indian Ocean. So remember these couple of these important things, because tomorrow there might be a question directly on this. Okay, now let's move on to the next question, the fifth question. Indian rupee loses its value when, first one, Indian imports are increasing without corresponding rise in exports. Okay, second one, FDI or FII inflows more, it happens more. Third one, More Indians travel abroad. You have to choose the correct answer. This is typically a UPSC kind of a question, because in economy, if you see, the questions mostly are based on the concept and mostly are derived from the concept itself. So this is that type of question. And here, if you see, the correct answer is C, 1 and 3. Because if you see, the rupee should lose its value. The rupee should lose its value. That means the value of rupee. That means number of rupees per dollar increases. Per dollar increases. Rupee losing its value means number of rupees per dollar increases. Okay, this is the basic concept you have to remember. So if you see, if the Indian imports are increasing without corresponding increase in the exports, then what will happen? Then the value, or you can say, then the demand for dollar increases, because internationally the transactions will happen in dollar. Then the value of rupee decreases. We have to pay more in dollars. Okay, we have to pay more in dollars. So the value of rupee gradually decreases. So the first one is right. Okay, and third one, if you see, if more Indians travel abroad, then even then the value, or you can say the demand for dollar increases and demand for rupee decreases. So even this will happen. So the third one is also right. But second one, if you see, when there is more FDI or FII inflows, what is going to happen is that the demand for rupees will increase. When the demand for rupees increases, then the demand for dollar decreases. So then in this case, what will happen? When the demand for rupee increases, the value of rupee increases. Value of rupee increases means number of rupees per dollar decreases. That means the value of rupee is increasing. Okay, so that means rupee is gaining value. So that is the reason the second statement is wrong, whereas first and third statements are right. Okay, so why this was in news is recently the Monetary Policy Committee of the RBI has kept the key policy rates unchanged. Okay, so that's why this was in news, because the value of currency, like the prices of any other good or service, depends on the demand and supply. When the FDI or FII inflows, the demand for dollar decreases. As a result, the value of rupee goes up. So which we have discussed already, right? And guys, this Monetary Policy Committee, just to keep an eye on this. What is Monetary Policy Committee? What is its composition? How many members will be there, and how many times will they meet in a year? Just to go through it once and revise it for the examination. Okay, so now let's look at the question of the day. Question of the day is, who said Swaraj is my birthright and I shall have it? A. Gopal Krishna Gokhale, B. Bal Gangadhar Tilak, C. Bipin Chandra Pal, and D. Mahatma Gandhi. You have to give your answer in the comment box, and tomorrow we are going to discuss this question. Okay guys, so before I leave, just a small information regarding our initiatives. We have launched the summaries of Vision PT 365, Vision Prelims Test Series, Vision Monthly Magazine, and Vision Mains Test Series. So you can check the quality of these initiatives in our Telegram channel. And also, we are uploading the summaries of Vision PT 365. If you have the summary document, what we have given, and if you just listen to the lecture, we are guaranteeing that you are definitely going to cover the PT 365 in very, very less time. For example, the PT 365 of social issues, you can cover in just 2.5-3 hours. The PT 365 of polity you will be covering in just 2.5-3 hours. The PT 365 of economy, which is a bulk document, we have summarized the 100-page document into just 50 pages. You can even cover that summary by listening to the lecture in just 3 to 4 hours. So that means you're going to reduce your time drastically for the reading, and then you can increase the time for revision, which is very key to clear the prelims. Okay, so that's it guys from my side. I'll see you again tomorrow with 5 more MCQs. Till then, keep studying and stay tuned. Jai Hind.